Hello guys and welcome to another log of Digimon Pendulum Color Deep Savers. And for today's log we have Anomalocarimon, also known as Scorpiomon in the English dub. So yeah, the Japanese name was a mouthful. Anyway, before we continue with today's log, just have to say if you're a fan of Digimon or raising virtual pets, you've come to the right channel because I document every Digimon that I raise and upload at least twice a week. So if you're interested in such content, go ahead and tag the like and subscribe button with Anomalocarimon Stinger Surprise and turn on all notifications so you don't miss any of my uploads. Alright, let's get down to today's log. We have a Digimon with a mouthful for its Japanese name, Anomalocarimon, and as usual we start with etymology and origin of that name. For the Japanese version of his name, it is based on this marine animal that's actually called Anomalokari, which is from Cambrian period of the Paleozoic. So according to Wikimon, right? So this is one of those times where it kind of makes sense to just change the name if the original name is a mouthful. So I guess I know where the English translation team was coming from and just decided to call it a scorpion because it's a sea scorpion, right? So maybe it looks like a scorpion anyway, so it's a sea scorpion, right? So they just call it Scorpiomon. It's easier to call it Scorpiomon. Then it becomes a problem because the Japanese designers eventually designed a separate Digimon that is really called Scorpiomon. Then what you gonna do? So the English team, you can look up Scorpiomon, the Japanese version. So in the end, the English team had to rename the Scorpiomon, the true Scorpiomon designed by the Japanese team, into Skull Scorpiomon, right? Even though they are not really related by like that skull relationship like Greymon and Skull Greymon kind of thing. But yeah, so there's a Scorpiomon and there's a Skull Scorpiomon because, they decided to rename Anomalocarimon as Scorpiomon. I don't know. This is one of those times where I kept questioning, is it too many syllables for us English speakers to pronounce? Anomalocarimon is one of those where it kind of reaches that limit, right? I'm struggling to pronounce Anomalocarimon for this, and I've developed some weird accent just to get through those syllables. So I think it kind of makes sense. I'm a little bit on the English team on this one, that they had to rename it as Scorpiomon. But maybe they should have called it Sea Scorpiomon. And then again, hindsight 2020, right? You never know, right? So yeah, aquatic Scorpiomon, that would be too many syllables as well. But yeah, Sea Scorpiomon sounds reasonable. Anyway, it's a sea scorpion, right? So enough about its etymology and origin of its name, Scorpiomon. Let's look at Scorpiomon's Digimon.net profile. A research databank used for investigating and excavating ancient life forms was infected by a computer virus, which then incorporated data about these life forms to evolve. Scorpiomon possesses a voracious appetite and predatory skills, befitting a creature that stands at the top of the ancient food chain. It captures foes with the feelers growing from its head, then finishing them off with the sharp blade sprouting from its tail. So honestly, if you haven't seen his artwork, it looks really deadly. Like, I don't want to meet this Digimon in real life. Like, it's full of blades everywhere. And then check out its remaining of his profile. If the tide of the battle turns against it, it can churn up the seabed with its sharp feelers in order to hide. It uses radar eye protruding from its head like night vision goggles to certain foes, and then aims for a chance to strike. It uses its special move Stinger Surprise to fire from its crossed forelimbs. It's extremely deadly. It's crazy. It's just, yeah. It looks like the thing that fishes in the sea dream of as nightmares. So anyway, I wouldn't want to be an ancient fish. So that's Scorpiomon for you. In terms of its profile, as usual, let's move on to evolution conditions. And when we do that, we have to look through Humalos.com's website, which is great stuff. So if you don't know yet, please go check out Humalos.com. That is my go-to website for all my evolution condition needs. It's the reason why I was able to document so many Digimon and so many logs that I have here for Vital Bracelet BE, Digimon Color, Digimon Pendulum Color, and so on. It's all because I have at Humalos.com to refer to as an evolution guide. So evolution guides are everything. Without evolution guides, it's very, very hard to get the Digimon that you want. With evolution guides, I was able to plan every single evolution carefully so that the locks come out nicely. So if you're ever stuck trying to raise a specific Digimon, Humalos.com is for you, right? It helps you a lot. So case in point, let's look at Scorpiomon's evolution condition needs here. I evolved to Scorpiomon via Silamon, which means don't make too many chem mistakes. As you can see, at least have 1+ condition hearts, 15 battles, and cumulative win ratio of 80%. You will get Scorpiomon for Silamon. Otherwise, you can always evolve to Scorpiomon through Ikakumon, Gesomon, and Ebidramon, right? All through Jogressing. So that's Scorpiomon's evolution condition needs. Quite straightforward. And then one small little note about Scorpiomon back on the Digimon Pendulum Deep Savers device. So I did own the OG as well, and Scorpiomon was there. And yes, I got a lot of Scorpiomon because back then the only way to get Scorpiomon is through Jogress, and my friends and I, through our trial and error, we Jogressed a lot and we did get Scorpiomon very often. So it looked great, you know, when you get it, but after a while it's just disappointing when you see Scorpiomon again. It's like, this guy again. Like, we kept getting here because I think the Data Ultimate just had more combinations than the others, right? Somehow, if I recall correctly. Oh no, actually it's the same. It's just that we happen to raise the combination of champions that resulted in a Data Ultimate Jogress more often, right? And that's why it seemed like we were getting the Data Ultimate more often, but actually it's just that we happen to get that combination more often. Yeah, vaccine and virus, and then gets Data. And so anyway, those were the days, and getting Scorpiomon still looked cool, right? The sprite looks extremely cool actually, and now that it's in color, it's even greater. Now, enough of his profile. Let's take a closer look at his sprite, shall we? Alright, here we have Scorpiomon on the device. Oh, this is a nostalgia blast for me, seeing Scorpiomon so many times. It's so nice to see this guy again. Anyway, that's Scorpiomon moving around the screen. And funny notes about the colored sprite versus the black and white sprite. I'm pretty sure the black and white sprite didn't have those red dots back then. Otherwise, they would just have made a very confusing combination of dots there. So I think these red dots were added after the fact that the color capability is possible. So if you compare it against the black and white sprites, I'm pretty sure they didn't have those little red dots in the center. It wasn't presented as black dots. It was just empty, right? You had the eyes, and then, you know, that's it. And maybe that's why it looked a lot more like a scorpion. Honestly, it does look a lot like a scorpion. Sea scorpion specifically, but definitely looks like a scorpion. So anyway, Anomalocarimon. It's kind of difficult to pronounce. They decided to call it Scorpiomon here. I understand that. So let's take a closer look at Scorpiomon's profile. I mean, it's a sprite animation. It's given a piece of a protein. That's his eating animation. Okay, nothing too exciting, I remember that. Let's see the training animation as well. Okay, yes, I remember this. Those claws were cool as well. Yeah, that's Scorpiomon's claws. And this is happy animation. Doesn't look too excited, like it looks as excited as it can be for a sea scorpion. So Mr. Sea Scorpion here, very you know, full of expression here for sure. Let's see his angry animation. Okay, not much difference, right? A happy and angry animation. Like, how am I supposed to tell if you're happy or angry? Like, seriously, there wasn't much. Without the sun and the extra animation at the side, I wouldn't be able to tell if he was actually angry or Happy. Let's check out some battles. You should do well against Gomamon. It's a data against vaccine, so I'm not that worried here. I'm worried about the second battle because my dear Silamon did lose a couple of times to the second enemy in this quest map, even though it's quest map 1 against rookies. So because it is a virus type, so Shakomon being a virus type, Silamon actually lost like 3 times if I remember correctly. So that was like, what? But being ultimate now, even though it's data against virus, which is a disadvantage, but ultimate against rookie, I think it does help with the chances. So that's great. And against the boss, even though it's data against data, it is ultimate against rookie. So even with the handicap for fighting against a boss being there, I think we still stand a good chance of winning against Crabmon. Alright, as expected. Let's see how it turns out. Oh, dodged! Oh man, am I actually gonna lose against a rookie Digimon? Seriously? Alright, good job there. Fortunately, we didn't lose Scorpiomon. Happy animation. Right, and that's Scorpiomon battle animation. Let's see it against the Evening Sky, Evening Sea. Scorpiomon says no. It looks kind of like the one part of the angry animation. Alright, and it sleeps at about 10 if I recall correctly. Exactly 10. It's the sleeping animation. And that's it for Scorpiomon's profile actually. If you haven't already, please go ahead and sting the like and subscribe button with Scorpiomon Stinger and turn on all notifications so you don't miss any of my uploads. I document every Digimon that I raise and I have playlists for Vital Bracelet, Vital Bracelet BE, Digimon Color, Digimon Pendulum Color here, so please feel free to check them out. Otherwise, thank you for watching, see you in the next video. Bye!